Welcome back to Let's Talk. I hope you enjoyed the last video where we discussed some of the differences between happiness and peace. We discussed that while happiness can be great, there are certainly advantages to using peace and contentment as our own personal goals. Today, I'd like to talk to you more about happiness and peace, and specifically how they relate to our expectations. So, first though, I have great news. Happiness and peace are just waiting to burst free from our souls. You may not see it around you much, but just think for the moment about the joy of a child. Just running around, playing, giggling, carefree. That is in fact our natural state. So what happened to that? Well, the bad news is our mind and our thoughts oftentimes get in the way, like a shell or a filter, not allowing that natural, positive, endless energy to break through. So an important part of our work is to find out how to remove the mind's filtering effects. We'll talk more in other videos about the other half of the equation, which is actively seeking out joy and peace. For today, though, let's focus on letting go of that shell, letting our light shine through. There's many different ways to describe it, and it does take some practice. The good news, though, is that this means you don't have to go out creating or finding all that positive energy. You just need to remember that it's already inside you. Your job is to remember that and then let it go. Feel it just emanating out from your core. It's already inside you. You don't have to get a promotion or a new car to find it. You already have it. So, where do these shell layers come from? Well, I'd ask you to consider how often it's really our expectations that play a large role in creating those shells. A lot of the time, we simply have expectations of how we think things should be. Some might be simple. Think about what happens when a web page takes more than a second or two to load. What happens to us emotionally when our expectation of how quickly that process should take is not met by reality? We get frustrated, right? It takes us out of our peace for at least a moment. Now, think about what happens when a person acts in a way that doesn't fit with our expectations. That's even worse. He should have been nicer, we tell ourselves. So I'd like you to start watching carefully how often it is that our peace and our joy is snuffed out by these expectations not being met. I'd love for you to practice watching for when your mind is getting in the way of your natural joy and peace. And practice the extraordinarily important art of accepting life as it is, not as how we expect it to be or wish it to be. Then your light will have a clear path to shine through. Practice this, comment below, tell a friend, and let's talk.